Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today's guests are Salome Lewis and Sahil from Decisive Zone. They're here to simplify the big changes in the UAE labour law. So if you're on a visit visa or looking to hire, these new rules could have significant impact. We will understand what's happening and what it means for you. Welcome to the show. Welcome back.
Thanks for having us back. We're happy to be here.
New laws dropped last week. What does that mean for us as an audience?
I like how we speak about it like a new drop every week. Yeah, new drop.
I mean, every week something changes in the UAE, and it's so hard to keep up with these things if you're an entrepreneur, if you're on a visit visa, and that's why I think these topics are so beneficial.
Well, 100%. So this current new labour law amendment, ensures that UAE continues to prioritise and protect employee rights. So there were cases where companies would hire like employees or people that were on visit visas or tourist visas and then promise them like the legal documents that we all follow to get a visa here, and then would not provide them with the promised like employment or any of that sort. So the fines for that used to be something between 50,000 to 200,000 initially, and now these amended UAE laws have increased them from 100,000 to 1 million AED. This only shows how serious the government is in protecting workers' rights, and will only be good for economic growth, because if people are looking to relocate to the UAE for work, it ensures that they are protected under legal law and they have rights and they won't be like, scammed or anything like that. So
was that the full law that they've announced, the full law change, or were there more additions to it?
They're starting off with that as of now. Obviously, as time passes and as things sort of streamline themselves and iron themselves out, there will be other changes that will probably be announced. But then, as of now, that's the news that we have, and it's a like Salome said, it's a brilliant initiative taken in the right direction, right? Because a lot of people that relocate here are given false promises of a certain salary that we'll give you or a certain job position or whatever. And then, especially out of the Southeast Asia region, there's a lot of people that relocate here, and then, and people are sort of milking them for their money. And then the second they land here, they don't have a job, they don't have money as well. You know what I mean? So it kind of really doubles down on employee security as well.
What a scary situation for someone to be in. Salome, you mentioned that the UAE, this proves how serious the country is.
Yeah.
But does it also show how common this may have been pre the massive increase in fines?
but you also a lot of people come into the UAE because it's so attractive to work. It's good. They have so many perks. So a lot of companies are set up, and then some people, of course, not following the rules. So this just shows that how serious UAE and how not only is it the safest country to be in, it also helps you not to grow your work, but also be employed under proper laws and that you won't fall under any scams or any of that sort.
So how will this impact someone coming to the country, looking to come to the country? Will this mean there are less job opportunities available for people outside the country?
I mean, in terms of job opportunities, it's still the same, right? UAE is an ever-expanding market for business, and hence why people are required to fill up those positions in businesses. So in terms of job opportunities, it's still the same market or even similar. Maybe even growth is on the cards. It won't really impact the job market. It sort of ties into security, right? Because a lot of times people get a sort of position and they're out of the country. They believe the trade license document or a tax registration document and assume that, okay, this company is legit because it's registered, it's got the right paperwork, etc. But then this would actually put a sort of I don't want to say strike fear, because that's too intense, but it will push them in the right direction as employers to be okay, it's going to be legit business only. And then people who have these kind of wrong intentions to do malpractice or whatever, they're going to phase out of the market themselves. So I think it ties into the employee protection insurance as well that they launched last year. So all of these measures are in place to kind of help employees in the region and employers as well, so they know they're getting top quality talent that's being brought in, and employees know that for them to be present in the country working for such and such company, it's going to be a legit opportunity, so they can plan their lives as well.
So it's serious regulation. If I'm a job seeker, what steps should I take to ensure that I'm not going to fall prey to one of these employers? Is there any red flags I could look out for?
Firstly, when you get employed under a company, you have an employment contract, not just from the company, but it is issued from the Ministry of Labour. So your salary also goes through a particular system, and if you're not paid on time, the UAE government also blocks the labour file. You cannot do anything else under your company. So as long as you have the employment contract that is issued from the Ministry of Labour, that is one of the main things you should look out for.
Interesting. I didn't realize it came directly from the Ministry of Labour. Yeah. I see so many conversation groups in Facebook groups saying, I've got this job offer to the UAE. How do I know it's legit? Is there any other red flags that you could look out for that would give people, like how, for example, do you know that it's the legitimate contract? And should you sign the contract before flying? Like, is there any other advice you could give there?
Because, when people are here on like tourist visa or visit visas, when people say like, oh, we'll wait for your visa to expire, then we'll provide you with the job, that is one of the red flags.
Right.
Because usually they will cancel that visa, or if you're working for another company, they will cancel that visa and then provide you with, or start the visa process instantly. So that is one of the important things to look out for.
Also, I mean, based on, like you mentioned, a lot of Facebook groups and things are there, are out there. I would say go on something like Reddit, just gather as much information as possible. Obviously, you can verify a company's documents, how long it's been operational, etc., from the government website, right? Because it's a public register. So you can literally go on, check the license information, and you can verify a company. But in an effort to understand more about, is this document legit, or how do I go about this in terms of process and procedure, I would say go on something like Reddit, to be honest with you, because even me, I've lived here all my life, I've grown up here, but like there's still so many small things that even for me as a resident of such a long time, even I feel some sort of doubt, right? And then there's not always someone you can call, there's not someone you can always reach out to. I'd say go on an online forum and watch what other people are going through. And you learn from their mistakes. I feel like that's the best way to do it.
I agree. Reddit is amazing for things like this, as are Facebook groups. I think it's when people see false promises, but they're not sure. It's like, they're being offered a salary. They might be offered their schooling for their kids and health insurance, and they're thinking, is this legit? So if potentially anyone watching today has been, lured in with a false promise, can they take legal action, and how could they do it if the employers, for example, if they've been exploited by the employers?
Absolutely. They have the Ministry of Labour who's looking out for them at every point, every step of the way, right? So if you've got a legitimate employment contract that's been submitted from the employer who's lured you into this situation, you can go up to the Ministry of Labour straight up. Just take the employment contract, make sure that you have the company documents, you have all the information, any communication, even on WhatsApp. Even WhatsApp is now considered to be legal form of documentation. So you don't have to hesitate and be like, no, nobody was on WhatsApp. That counts as a legal sort of document now at this point in time. So any conversation, any information that you have, or you can gather up to file a complaint, head straight to the Ministry of Labour, and that's the reason you have rights, right? Use it.
What if I'm working under a visit visa and I am uncomfortable with the situation? Is it in my best interest to bring this forward to the ministry?
100%. You can they even have a contact number.
But I can lose my job, for example.
No, so they keep it discreet. They will do you inform that you're worried that you're under this company, they're not providing with the correct documents. They will do whatever they can be discreet to make sure the company is operating properly.
Okay.
And because if that one person's complaining, there might be other people as well who are scared for the exact same reason.
So we're saying, for example, if you have you believe you're under a full-time contract and you realize that it's actually not legitimate, you can bring this forward to the ministry and they'll have those conversations with the company.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Can employers still offer job trials to visit visa holders under the new regulations, or is that now completely prohibited?
No. Prohibited. There is a probation period every company gives. Once you're in the probation period, they have to start your visa process, your employment contracts. You sign the documents with the company. If it doesn't work, the probation period is for ending the contract or so on, unless you become a full-time employee.
So visit visa is for visiting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything else?
Only.
So what should people do if they suspect a company is still hiring visit visa holders illegally?
Blow the whistle. But I didn't tell you that.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's honestly a case where if you suspect that this is something that's happening in the company that you're working at, I would first want to have a conversation with HR, but then you also understand that there's so many businesses at so many varying levels and different, operational cultures where the HR might not give you the right response, right? And then in that case, if you suspect that that's a thing, I would say, yeah, again, raise a concern with the Ministry of Labor, because everyone's registered on that, right? So try to have a conversation with them, try to be like, I suspect that this is a thing, and then let them do their due diligence, and at least you did the right thing in that case.
Right, and from your own personal experience at Decisive Zone, you've seen so many businesses pass through, and I believe entrepreneurs, they could be extremely creative in their field, they could be extremely incredible bosses, but there's human error.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So have you ever seen people to make a mistake in this process? And if I'm an employer now and I have people on visit visas, but it's a genuine error, I'm trying to get their visa sorted, maybe I don't have a big HR team behind me, what do I do in that situation?
It's a straightforward case that, let's say, even if a person has been working with you on visit visa and I've legitimately applied for their visa and it's already been submitted and things, as long as you have the application number that has been submitted, you're good. As an employer, you're good. Because then it's a case of immigration has to approve it. Sometimes it takes a week, could take a month for whatever reason, it may be. So as long as you've applied for the visa, you're okay. And then that in an effort of the document, you're good.
Okay, so as long as you stayed above the letter of the law, you followed the regulation, then you're in a good spot. And if people have more questions on this, if someone wants to dig a little bit deeper, how can they reach out to you directly?
DecisiveZone.ae. Google us, you'll find us on Instagram. And also, if I just wanted to throw it out there. We've also been working on something. We've been discussing starting businesses and living the Dubai dream and things. So we wanted to also, be a part of that and help people start their journeys off. So go onto our Instagram, go onto our socials. We'll be launching something very, very, very exciting today, I think. Yeah. And yeah, keep a lookout on our socials, and I promise you won't be disappointed.
Can you tease it a little bit more? I feel like you're dropping something, but you're just like, you're teasing.
I'm pretty good, right? No, so like I said, we've been discussing starting businesses for so long, and we understand that there's so many people out there with a brilliant idea that need a sort of push in the right direction and a nudge to get things going. Maybe they have budgetary issues or whatever the case may be. So what we've done is, with our free zone partners, we've actually decided to give away and help people set up their business free of cost. So wow. We're going to get your business license set up. Obviously, terms and conditions apply. I just wanted to throw it out there. But yeah, we want to help people, live their Dubai dream. You know what I mean? We've been discussing it for so long. It's a case of backing it now. So we're really doubling down and helping, lucky people, like they can enter the draw on the post, and yeah.
So amazing. Decisive Zone come and sit with us every single Tuesday, bringing inspirational business stories in the UAE. You see everything happen, unfold, and you're there for people every step of their business journey. Thank you so much for being here again.
Thanks for having us.
Follow Decisive Zone to win that amazing prize. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Bye-bye.